scout slack as well. As the teams are making their way forward to that first little mid-fight of Process, Forfence versus Witness Gaming EU on Process here, seeing if they can, well, take home the mid as the first mid unfolds. A really fast roll by Rons, jumps directly, or at least tries to get into sewer. Unfortunately, Salentis is there to just body block him a bit, and now they're gonna exchange the high bombs. Everybody goes flying around. Deli's gonna down to one side, Captain Salentis on the other side, Rons gets taken as well. It's an equal trades, there goes Pappy. So it's actually a bit better for the Frenchies here, and just off the back of that, Brugeman buying a bit of time, pulling players back as well. It's good enough for the Frenchies to at least win the original scuffle. Now it's gonna be Scout.
Oh, they want to get in here, yeah.
Oh.
This is ulti trio, I guess. Double Scout Chariot versus double Scout Chariot. It's very interesting. Thomas goes down super weak, and these soldiers are coming in now for the French team. So they actually have a bit of a spam advantage right now, but if I know Thomas, he does not want to back off here. They just keep on taking these fights, waiting for respawns to come in. Salentis has joined the fight as well, hits some big rockets, doesn't hit the big air shot, but the Ubers has been forced out first here on auto. And they don't really get that much. They get Rons, and that's about it. And now everyone has to get out, and Otto cannot do that.
He gets caught in the door, can't quite get through in time, and there you go. That's gonna probably open things up wide for the Frenchies here. If they can just bide their time, play the war of attrition, they have dropped a lot of players. But they have Juxta alive, they have a bit of an ad to work with. It's probably gonna be about 30% by the time Otto actually spawns, so it's something. It's certainly workable, but they have to get their way back into mid. They have to wait on their spawners, which are just absurdly long. I mean, just now, Deli and QB finally spawn as well. It's slowed them down so much to a point where if Auto builds fast enough here, this ad is going to be gone in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, this is a pretty long map. And by the way, I feel like we didn't talk about this enough in the pregame, but yeah, Captain is playing Demo Man in this. It's pretty unusual. We were talking a bit. We couldn't remember whether or not we had seen Captain play Demo Man in an official game. Surny was pretty adamant that that must have happened. I can't remember it. If you guys remember, definitely share it in chat, because I'm kind of curious. You know, I know he's very good at it, though. All right, we actually have an Uber in here. It was an ad, but everyone has just vaporized. They threw a smoke bomb, and Auto is gone.
It's they just did the old teleport move. They're out of the mid immediately. Now they're gonna re-Uber into IT here, basically just make Rons murder himself by just getting walked upon. Ixie gets taken down. A nice little trap, and Pappy's in deep. He's been spotted. There's no way he's going to get away with a scot-free. But he's caused maybe enough of a ruckus here for his team to keep moving forward. That's exactly what they're doing. Witness are being very aggressive, just pressuring all these choke points. Sill is coming in from top IT as well, completely uncontested. Pappy trades up for Brugeman. Now Sill is going to be able to jump the medic, but can't quite clean it up. Juxta, nice surf to get out of there. And that's going to keep them with a nice bit of an ad. Captain gets taken care of as well. It's, again, only the scouts and Auto left. Making a run for it, trying to get away as Deli bombs deep, trying to chase them out of this mid.
Yeah, so far these pressure plays have not really worked out for Witness Gaming. They do these things where they like to jump in their soldiers pretty deep and then they take some attention in there. But so far they haven't really been able to capitalize off of it. Rons is in very deep, kind of juggles Poppy up there, but somehow Poppy doesn't die, so Lenz gets a kill as well. This has gone horribly wrong for the Frenchies. Forfence, they're going to have to absolutely boot it out of here. And then they are gone. But being able to hold on to mid is going to be very difficult here. They're not really set up for it yet. Deli is holding forward. He doesn't want to let them do the choke for free, but he's kind of already lost it. So I think it's just a lost cause at this point if they want to stay in there.
Yeah, even if the Ubers are exchanged, they have less players, way worse positioning. Alien dies as well. Deli has to get popped on here. Juxta doesn't want any more people to die. Rons is left for dead as well. They just have to run out as best they can, but the chase is there. Their Uber has faded. Witnesses is so much longer. So much as flashing, so much better use of it. However, they don't really catch that many players. They finally find Brugeman at the tail end there, as he's just trying to buy some time, but Withers are already all over second. They haven't even capped it yet. They're trying to pressure last. Maybe a bit ambitious. Yeah, they're gonna have to slow down a little bit again. Alien is on the heavy as well, and last, just seeing if they can hold this as best they can, and at this pace, they will probably have a good opportunity to. Ubers are equal. Rons is into lobby. Almost gets Auto, actually. That was extraordinarily close. Auto cutting it real close here, but at least he's not teleporting today. It looks like his internet has stabilized a bit. That's a good thing to see.
Yeah, if they start losing, he'll probably throttle it up a bit again. Anyway, we see a soldier jump in again here. Poppy, he's in the bunker right now. This is very annoying to deal with. He's going to jump outside, doesn't find the medic, he just ends up jumping into a heavy. Not ideal. Everyone else has made their way in here, but Captain again kind of overextends a little bit. He doesn't seem to be quite on the same wavelength as the rest of the Witness team, which is perhaps to be expected as he is the Merc. But it is very unfortunate how having so much trouble actually escaping, and it's just going to be a single scout buying time here. Thomas in the choke. Poppy's going to try and do the same, but is he going to get saved by an Uber? No. Otto just keeps on milking it, and it getting kind of painful with how many players have been dropped. And here comes Surny from
behind as well. Yeah, he slips in from sewer uncontested. That's going to be an easy Uber force for them. Obviously, the Frenchies are going to roll forward immediately, try to catch anybody they can. Wing of a counter Uber as well. Sil is actually going to do exactly that. Catch Deli, and a nice rocket at the QB as well. All right, this guy's warmed up. He's clearly hitting his shots. Finally, Juxta's going to use that Uber to try and catch anybody else here, but they're having trouble. They're having trouble finding players. They get Sil, and that's about it. Now their Uber has faded. There goes Ron's and Brugeman immediately. Alien is going to have to escort his medic up, but they're already being flanked by Pappy and Ixie as well. Just by sheer miracle, they're somehow getting out to last, but that's what they'll have to do. There's no shot they can even contest second.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm kind of surprised Juxta actually made it out of there. There was so many soldiers coming from all sorts of flank there. So just the fact that he actually made it out alive, that's really strong. So he's going to be on about 20, maybe 15% Uber disad here, but Witness Gaming, they're not even going to wait for it. They've jumped in Poppy really deep as well. He's basically spawn camping right now. They do have the bunker and the sentry on the other spawn door, so they're not completely locked in there or anything, but there's a lot of pressure. Ron's going to fall to it. They're putting time on the point as well. It's going to make people walk forward. There are stickies on the point. The sentry gun can look at least part of the point, most of the point. I'm going to go with Poppy's on the medic. He's in the bunker, and he gets the force out. Really good pop there from Juxta, but I mean, I say a good pop. He didn't die, but it's not an ideal situation.
He kept himself alive, so by that statute of measurement, it was a good pop. Unfortunately, when you're holding last, you don't really want to lose your Uber like that. So, yeah, Witness have a last presented to them on almost a free silver platter here. All they gotta do is take care of that sentry, take care of that heavy. They have an Uber to work with. Full ad as well, as long as the medic doesn't die to Ron's getting a nice headshot, which does not look like it's going to happen as they just Uber in right away. Sentry gets taken down immediately as well. The heavy's going to rotate out of bunker onto the other side. Are they going to be able to focus him down, or are they just going to play the cap time? It's Uber is faded, so Witness are going to have to start killing some players if they actually want to do something here. They find Ron's. That's the only kill so far. Sil dies to Alien up top, and that heavy is still getting tanked up as well. Nobody really pressuring the point either. They're just so content running in, but they're not really finding crucial frags.
Yeah, Ixie takes a big pipe there. I think that's going to cause them to just retreat there. And that was an extremely passive push coming out of Witness Gaming. They never truly committed to one side where they would just overwhelm four fans. So eventually they're just going to have to get out of there, unable to get those kills. They're going to have a Uber coming out here. Oh my god. Poor Silentes is just getting, oh sorry, that was Poppy just getting levitated in choke. Looking pretty funny. So Ixie and Poppy both go down. That's going to make it 2 players down for this push in here. Got both sorters in the skybox trying to get as much space as possible. Captain again doesn't want to get caught. Otto wants Otto wants to be in there, man. Bruce gonna get just immediately melted.
I just see Brugeman like trying his absolute best to bomb the combo, and Thomas just does not miss a single meat shot. Completely denies the soldiers, like both of them, for that matter, all by himself. Quite incredible. Honestly, quite impressive. Just off the back of that, obviously, Witness with a better Uber managed to retake second here. They're still gonna have a bit of a dis-ad, but having an ad when you're holding last doesn't really mean that much. You're just buying yourself a bit of time to, well, maybe set up a sentry, but that's not even what they're doing. The Frenchies, they're just going with the old trusted Alien on the heavy, on the point as well. I mean, they know it's gonna be an Uber exchange unless they let something hilariously go bad.
Yeah, so there's a big difference between having like a 30% ad and having a 70% ad when pushing out of last. You know, you can't even compare. It's so difficult to push on 30%, and they know it. They're not even going to bother with it. It's so difficult to actually get to the medic. It's so wide open out there. They can see you coming from really far away, and the medic can just very easily get out and choke or the sewers or anything really. So very, very difficult. They're actually holding Juxta really far forward right now, and it is worth just keeping an eye on it because he doesn't have sentry armor yet, and the sentry gun actually has gone down as well, so he cannot hold there anymore. It's too dangerous, it's too hot. And Ixie's gonna sneak his way in there. Alright, it didn't work out, but Poppy, he went in at the same time on the other side, and he's gonna eventually get cleaned up as well there, so you know, a bit of a two-man sack action going on right there. And I think we might see that reciprocated here coming up in 4th fence.
No, they're just trying to bully their way in. Actually, Deli gets picked up by stickies, unfortunately. Still trade that on the other side. So they traded a soldier for a demo. Alien's just going to want to run it in. Maybe even chariot Uber it. I mean, at this point, Jux is in a bad position. Might just have to use somehow. Manages to avoid most of the damage, though. Thomas is going to run in the other side, and they paused. That's interesting. I feel like maybe Otto's internet is dying.
That was my exact thought. Yeah.
you want to bet that that's what's happening? It seems about time.
Yeah, you know, I don't like my odds, but I'm gonna bet you 100 E-bucks that it's not Auto. It's something else.
Okay.
All right. So 100 E-bucks on the line.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we don't really know what it was, obviously, but considering this seems to have happened at what could potentially be a last push from Witness that they could potentially win. Who knows? It could even be a Frenchie pause, attack pause. You never know. It's always possible. Oh, it looks like Silenta's timed out. Okay.
All right, 100 E-bucks for me. There we go. I'm rich.
What are you going to spend them on? Don't spend them all at once, but what are your plans for those E-bucks?
Oh, I don't know. Alcohol and hookers, I guess.
Wow.
It's the weekend.
It's Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's weekend for me. I have Friday off. Oh nope, that was a.
Nope, not quite.
Yeah. Okay, so he's rejoining. That's what that means. All right. So Silenta's is getting there. I wonder what happened. He probably just kicked his computer.
What I would imagine is maybe they were trying to push last year and then Sil timed out. So, you know, the last push was completely stunted by it. I can see it happening. That being said,
it should be 90 seconds in the future, so it should be unrelated to this. There's no demo man right now. Deli was dead as he came in, and they're actually gonna just do the Uber exchange. Thomas does his best. Thomas is always so aggressive in these, and look at it, doesn't back off at all. Eventually does get taken down here, and it looks like they've been over a bit more than they can chew. Otto's actually going to have to run really quickly here if he wants to get out. Looks like
manages to. Yeah, he's avoided detection. Did his best Metal Gear Solid impression, and there you go. He's back out to mid. Doesn't get spotted whatsoever. His entire team is there to meet up with him once they respawn. So realistically, the Uber Disat isn't even going to be that sizable for Witness here. They can certainly recontest second, and that's what they're doing. Captain Thomas already in, popping with a high bomb as well. Deep onto choke. Will he get anybody with it though? Nope. He's just going to pay with his life as the rest of the French team backs out to last, at least for the time being. And Witness just bully their way back into second and take that point almost for free until they realize, wait a minute, they have Uber ad. We should probably be a bit more careful.
Yeah, Jockster, he doesn't quite have it yet. I feel like they probably miscounted it just a little bit, but yeah, they played it safe here. I don't blame them at all. It seems pretty good to me. Everyone's getting super spammed out in this choke. Really nice stuff, and this is where Silenta's accidentally stepped on a cable or something and crashed. But he's back, and it's a stalemate situation with even Uber, so it shouldn't be very impactful. You always dread having, you know, Otto or another medic just all of a sudden freeze. I used to play with Ingi, and that was his thing, man. Full Uber, ready to push. Oh, Ingi's gone. Ingi's standing still. Yeah.
It's not happening. Well, it's on the Frenchies right now to make a move. They're on the attacking side. Maybe off the back of still crashing. You know, a bit of chaos that it creates for Witness, but either way, they're going to try to make some work. Bronze is in deep. He actually gets the force out of Otto. All right, fair enough. He's managed to accomplish exactly what he would have wanted. The only better outcome, like that was like a natty, like the natty 18 roll. A 20 would have been that he drops there, and he manages to drop Otto. But that's good enough, man. You're giving yourself a wonderful situation to work with. Now they just got to get into second here and actually make use of it.
Yeah, Ron's not with the push yet, so they have to be a bit careful not to get flanked here. Poppy's holding it pretty close. Looks like he's going to eventually just go back. If there's some stickies up on the point, they have been blown. All right, that was what they were kind of banking on, and they're not even going to wait here for offense. They're going to move straight on in. They haven't popped through. Okay, now they have popped it indeed. Sendigon has gone down. They've locked some players in spawn. There are some more people in the bunker, and this looks a lot like Witness' first push here, but this fight is still ongoing, Surny.
It is ongoing. They've gotten a bit of cap time at the very least, but they've also lost 3 players almost at the exact same time on the French side. Deli, the last one forward still, trying to just make something happen, manages to escape narrowly from both soldiers chasing him down, still in a bit of peril, but Everybody that still remains alive has escaped out to mid. Unfortunately, that's the deal sealed on that push, and now they're having to try and defend mid here as Witness are just moving forward. Otto completely wandering around alone, looking for his team, who are so aggressive and so far forward, so spread out, that they just by sheer force and domination, by presenting themselves, force back all these French players who are desperately waiting on Juxta to get that Uber ready.
Oh, they get autos to pop again.
Wow.
Again. Yeah, like Thomas was hunting for that Uber exchange so aggressively that they just end up getting, okay, they are going to get counter popped there by a soldier, but they lose Captain. That's so huge. Deli's in here. Oh, he didn't see Ixie. Didn't quite spot him out of the next of the eye. Wow, these scouts are invisible up top. This is just all falling apart as everyone just jumps the high ground and then they cannot see these scouts.
This is a telling story of Witness here. Thomas and Ixie just moving forward with the beam, absolutely shredding everything in front of them. Nothing is safe. If you're in the air, you might as well just killbind against these guys. Because that seems to be what's happening right now. As soon as anything leaves the ground, these two guys are on top of it. And they're shutting it down completely. So here we are again, Frenchie's on last. A bit of a disad. Probably enough for Witness to push off of if they want to be aggressive enough. Depends on what they want to do, of course. They're aware of the sniper. I think they've seen the dot, or at the very least, they know it could be a thing. Ron's again trying to see if he can be the French sniper player here for once, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. As he's going to get spawn camped by people just bombing in. Witness is actually taking so much ground on the right side of last year without really having to do anything for it. Still dies, but oh well, they managed to get the sentry for it at the very least, and that's good enough for the time being. The rest of them are just going to escape back out to second.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see any shenanigans. You could run a scout back to go sniper or spy or something here. I'm thinking Silentis doesn't offcast. He usually doesn't. Like every once in a while he's going to come back on spy, but not in an obvious situation like this, right? You send in a soldier sack, like picking spy is just disrespectful at this level. Like people are going to be looking for it. There's a sentry up on last again. We have the sentry or the dispenser going up in the front door as well. That's really nice for the medic. They can kind of use that to shield themselves. Silentis will get picked off by QB there. QB, he's a really good sniper. We've seen examples of that already this season. That's going to maybe create a small opening for someone to go for a counter sack.
At the very least, it maybe gives QB more angles to work with as well. Yeah, he's going to be in shutter. He's going to brute and open it. There you go. Ooh. Nice little shot onto Ixie. Could have been auto, but just didn't quite connect with that one. He's going to have to settle for the scout pick instead. Poppy tries to bomb it on the other side, cause a bit of chaos. Unfortunately, just gets shut down as well. So Witness are feeling a bit of heat now. They're still obviously trying to hold this, but there goes Thomas as well. QB, I feel like he's downloaded a specific config because he's hitting his shots. He's just doing what he needs to do.
No scouts for once, like no anti-aircraft cannons. Scouts are gone, soldiers are free, and they use that to just jump into the sky, get all this ground, take the second point, and let's see if... okay, QB doesn't stay on sniper. I'm kind of surprised. Usually when people are just really hard on sniper, they just stay on it because it can be so powerful. Silentis goes for the big jump in there. Oof, my god. So close to getting off that third rocket, but yeah, doesn't quite. Close. Good try though.
Yeah, that was wonderful. I mean, Juxta could have easily died to that as well because he was up against the wall. Like, still didn't even have to hit it very well. That was 40 health. That could have ended very poorly. So the fact that they managed to salvage it just ever so slightly, managed to get him out of position ever so slightly, has worked out. But it's still 0-0. We are 18 minutes, almost 17 and a bit minutes into this map now. Neither team has managed to convert a round so far. Have you ever thought that we would go on for this long without a round being converted, especially considering we're watching the reigning champions trying to take on, well, a team that they should realistically beat quite easily?
I mean, it is Witness Gaming is EU TF2. I'm not completely shocked by it. You have another bomb coming in. Silentis, he does his best. Juxta goes down to 33 HP. Pretty nice. Oh my god, he even needs some spam. Those long-range spam rockets there from Poppy. Really good. I feel like if there's any beginner teams looking out there, like watching this, definitely check out what Poppy was doing during that push, and also Captain as well. They're putting in a ton of spam, even though they weren't committing to anything, and that's really key for these pushes. Sometimes you will get like just random drops from cross map spam rockets just because you sent in a suicide and didn't quite get the job done. So definitely worth keeping that in mind. But yeah, I mean, Witness Game, they're known for being kind of slow, right? Here comes another soldier. They've been so close to
Go
winning.
again.
This one was not close.
Yeah, here we go again. Probably just the same call. Oh, go, Sil, go work your magic, and it hasn't worked again. Now this time, though, Ixie tried to follow up, maybe. Unfortunately, Sil died so quickly and got so little ground that Ixie was caught with his pants down, immediately taken care of as well. So they're just gonna opt for the Uber exchange. Thomas is gonna run in, make a bunch of flashes happen, so the Witness Uber is just ever so slightly better. Unfortunately, in the meantime, the flank has completely torn up everybody else on mid.
Oh
Everybody
my god,
was dead.
Otto's so weak. He ate the biggest stick. This soldier should get him. No?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Wow.
Otto escapes. He's just a bit too slippery. Now he's got his 2 scouts protecting him once more against the 2 French scouts. And we've seen this battle before on the very first mid fight. The scouts have won it then, and now they have Pappy backing them up as well. So Alien and QB respected just ever so slightly enough to back up again. But they're gonna keep their medic alive on both sides, and they're gonna reset into the stalemate once more. Oh boy. Oh, there's Pappy in immediately, actually. I wasn't expecting that so quickly. Unfortunately, he just gets shut down by the scouts, and there's no follow-up either. Maybe the French are gonna go in.
I'm pretty sure. It looks like Ron's is maybe going for a play, or is this? No, that's Bushman.
It's Bush.
Yeah. He actually gets out. I'm pretty surprised he managed to do that. Well done by him. Juxta has the tiniest of Uber advantages. Not something they're going to be pushing on here. So they're sitting back. One of the good things about Process is that you can actually send in Suiciders after the opponents have sent in them. So if Silentus decides to jump in again, it's pretty easy for Ron to just very quickly be on them, or Boostman as well. You can absolutely do that. Let's see, we actually have people standing in launch pad, just trying to work their way in. Captain's putting in some spam so you can get Juxta. So far, they haven't hit him. And Silentus wins on the flank.
Yeah, wins the flank soldier duel. That's going to open things up a bit for Witness, and it's actually going to be enough for Thomas to just decide, I'm going to hold W. I'm going to let my medic Uber me. Obviously, a bit of an unfortunate Uber situation, because it's going to be way better for the Frenchies. Now Otto has to dodge and weave and somehow avoid all damage. He's back down to 20 health again. But he lives, and nobody's there to chase. Rons is going to maybe try to bomb. Now gets air shot by Sil, completely denied. Alien can't get in either. It is a crumble for the Frenchies here. Now they have to try and hold last for this somehow, and, well, even if it's a mostly equal situation, it's on Brugman to make something happen. Can't even deny the point. Otto's already in so deep as well, so there's no medic pick. This is looking very bad for the Frenchies. They have a Soul QB and now a Deli spawning to try and make anything happen, but he's getting juggled off the point. Can't even put stickies down in time. Finally, after 20 minutes, 21 minutes, Witness captures the final point once and converts 1 round.
Yeah, it's all off the back of the saddest Uber I've ever seen out of Delhi. He was just yelling for that flash. I could just see him, and Juxta was like right out of reach, so he didn't get the flash, so he just kind of jumped in there. He was on 90 HP, landed in front of a soldier that he hadn't seen, and died. And everything just kind of rolled out of control from there. So unfortunate there. It's still only 1-0 though, so plenty of time to come back here for the Frenchies. Yeah,
they've bought themselves enough time already. Now it might get a bit tighter. They have to actually work for these last 8 minutes, but so far the mid isn't looking perfect. They've lost Bushman already. Delhi's out of position and very low. They find Sil on the other side at least, but not before trading him out for a scout as well. So it's not looking great at all. Positioning is so much better for Witness as well. They're slowly pinstering in these Frenchies. Rons gets taken down. Delhi is dead as well.
Oh,
it's only Alien and Juxta. Manages to pop in time to keep himself and his scout alive here, but will Alien be able to kill 5 people? Probably not. They're just gonna have to run, and they're getting chased. Now Otto has an Uber as well for the worst case scenario. Juxta is just gonna get gunned down anyway. Manages to crater, actually. So that Uber being used isn't even a bad thing. It's only QB alive, and, well, he's an NG on last building a sentry gun, so I think we know what point we're at here.
Yeah, I love that the ground just stole all credit from Thomas there on the medic kill. Well done, World. You did great by killing Juxta there. They're going to move in. Juxta hasn't even spawned yet, and they're already at the spawn putting pressure onto the point. There's not going to be any buffs at all here coming out of 4 fence. They are putting up a pretty decent fight though, but scouts on the point, they're doing so much work. Soldiers are behind them now. Scouts are going to continue to put pressure on the point. It's just all too much. Their heads are rotating around like they're in The Shining or something. Wait, no, that's not The Shining where they... Is it Poltergeist where they have their head rotate around? Either way.
I don't... Is it in the Exorcist, maybe?
That's the one. Yeah,
that's the one.
That's the reference. All right, just pretend I got that one right. And the Witness Gaming, they take a quick round after all that.
Yeah, I feel like the egg's been cracked. It's
Oh,
all been
no, Deli.
unleashed now, and Deli dying so quickly on mid again is just gonna. He's already typing FF in chat. He's trying to forfeit the mid fight.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He jumped for the enemy medkit and he missed it. He fell down onto the low ground. That is so sad.
Well, I guess we'll go GG go next round. They've already given up. At the very least, Juxta lived. You know, they lost the mid because of a catastrophic failure out of the Delhi engine, but at the very least, they have a chance to hold last year. Ubers are mostly equal. It's actually a bit better for the Frenchies. Otto's gonna have to wait a little bit longer, and if they can keep Cell at bay here, which they do, they're gonna have an okay chance at holding this. They're gonna manage to stalemate, at least for a bit.
Yeah, they lost, like, they didn't hold till the end of the bay. He got the force out. So there's going to be a full ad here. Thomas just barreling in, looking for kills. He finds Alien. The Synagon has been taken down. Stiggies are still on the point here, but Witness Gaming, they have regrouped. They've gotten 3 kills, so they're about to push over the point as a team. Nice pipe there from Delhi. Or an air pipe. He's going to need about 2 more, though, if he wants to hold this last point. Not going to be enough. And Witness Gaming, they take a 3-0 lead. Man.
It's been unleashed. The snowball has started rolling down, and there's no stopping it at this point. Now we're also getting into the territory of, you know, maths, everybody's favorite subject. There's 5 minutes left, and if the Frenchies want to have any chance of taking home points on process, they have to get 3 rounds in that time, which is a tall order, I think. Ron's with a very fast rollout, gets on the captain immediately. Okay, you love to see that. Still, almost does the same on the other side, but Delhi is a bit the wiser, or at the very least, doesn't die as easily. So there goes Pappy as well. It's a concise mid-win right there for the Frenchies. They need that if they want to have 3 rounds in 5 minutes, so they got to keep this rolling forward as quickly as they possibly can. They're already on last, trying to pressure out this remaining combo players as well. Sill's up on the sniper of all classes, seeing if you can get a cheeky shot off, but Juxa is staying safe. Delhi might die too, fair enough.
It.
Double headshot onto him is going to be enough to probably just completely halt any last push attempts here. To be fair, they haven't even capped second yet. That's what they should be doing anyway. And now...
there was so much pressure on last, but it doesn't matter when you have all that time to actually deal with it. Toma's going to come out here. He's going to pop Uber. Juxta fortunately dropped Ron's there. They are popping their own Uber to get in behind. They're kind of running in rings around each other. It's pretty funny to see, but eventually they're just going to have to get out of there. Juxta doesn't make it, though. So Witness Gaming, they are again taking a commanding lead. Otto with the nice serve onto the raised spire there. Sort of Kenny coming here to finish it off. No, not quite.
You got Thomas kind of protecting a little bit there, as he tends to do. It's kind of what you do as the beam scout, and he's doing his job just right. Unfortunately, with that beefed last attempt, I'm pretty sure it is done and dusted for the Frenchies here. They cannot win process anymore. The best they can hope for is maybe a round for the morale boost, and then take it into Metalworks afterwards and see if you can do better.
Yeah, you always want to end up with a low round win or something to make you really believe you can actually do it. QB hit some nice shots here. I would actually love to see QB just run a bunch of sniper. It's so annoying to play against, and QB has shown himself to be really good at it. But actually somehow Ron just goes in there, a long distance spam rocket almost just on Otto, gets him to pop. Demo, see if he can get onto Otto. He can. Really nice jump in there from Delhi. He's going to end up getting a 2-fer. And that is all she wrote for Witness Gaming on this midpoint. And I don't think Forfence are done pushing here.
Yeah, no, they want to keep this rolling forward. I mean, they are usually quite an aggressive team, so I wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep this rolling forward, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're capping second, already putting some pressure on doors here as well. They know they've got a full ad to work with as well, so unless they fumble this last push once more, they have a great chance at taking it somewhere. QB has opted to stay on Sniper, actually. I guess realizing that he gets to have some fun now, considering they can't win the map anyway. Still is going to have a work with that as well, trying to get onto the combo here. Does a bit of damage, but does not manage to get any kills. And they're just going to Uber in. They're just going to try to take us into last as best they can. Get a lot of pressure on the spawner. Actually managed to find Captain. Big pick there by Delhi. Manages to win the demo duel.
So
Are they
much
going to be able to get the
time on
point?
it.
Yeah. Okay, nobody wants to jump the point, I guess. Everybody's just kind of chilling on the side of Witness.
Yeah, that Captain pick was so big. No stiggies on the point. People couldn't get out of the doors, and the scout just ran rings around on the point, capped it out. So that's going to be 3-1. It is basically too late here for Forfence to come back and end up tying this. Sorry to break it to you, but they can absolutely get another round here, and they've proven to themselves that they can take a round off of Witness. And Witness Gaming, been looking kind of shaky for the beginning of the season. They haven't dropped any points, but they haven't looked dominant or anything.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had necessarily the easiest matchups, right? They went up against CSG, which is a top contender team for the most part as well. But yeah, they certainly haven't been looking as dominant as you would maybe expect them to be, especially against the Frenchies here, who are more of a mid-table team, right? So the Frenchies being able to put up a round here on the board, not bad at all. Not bad at all. They've had the Frenchies much rather have had an easy start to the season. They went up against the two arguably weakest teams in Prem and then still dropped a map to one of them. So what's that say about their qualities, I guess? There's a whole can of worms to open there, right?
Yeah. Nah, Natty Newt is actually the best team in Prem. If you want to watch Natty Newt destroy TF2 easy, you can tune into TF2V2.
They've already 5-0'd both maps at this point, I think.
Yeah, probably. But those VODs, and Samus will have it up on YouTube at some point, so it's fine.
Man. Well, GG go next for the Frenchies. I'm sure they'll do better on their map, which is going to be Metalworks. It's gonna be fun. I want to see any logs plays here. Anybody gonna go and do any cool bombs? They find auto, I guess. But that's about it. Juxa is fighting for his life. He doesn't want one more death on the logs. Unfortunately, he gets an extra.
Yeah, Alien won the 1v1 against Thomas, so you know that means that he's the better scout. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, or at the very least, that's probably how he hopes it works. And there we go. 2 seconds remaining. Any air shots? Any at all? None to be found. 3-1 for Witness Gaming on this first map. This was their map pick, so not too surprising there. Also, the favorites going into it, but Wolfen's putting up a very long fight there on that first round. They were pushing last. They could have been up if they just had a little better coordinated last pushes there.
Yeah,
21-minute round.
It's not common for a team to hold off Witness for 21 minutes. I don't think that's that common anyway. I mean, Witness do like to play a slower game occasionally, so maybe it does happen commonly, and I just don't have the exact stats. But, you know, holding them off for that long certainly doesn't spell doom for the most part, and I guess if we want to look at logs, I'm sure they'll pop up on stream at any moment. You know what? Thomas didn't drop a 50 bomb, but he did have a 3.3 KD. So we only died 7 times. That's still pretty.
Yeah,
it's still pretty good.
And the nice 333 damage, 333 DPM. That's nuts. Like the highest in the server by a wide margin. Cuba was number 2, by the way. So I feel like the most striking stat here is Captain. Really struggling both with damage and deaths.
Yeah.
I saw him getting picked off a bunch. So he needs to really calibrate in there. He's probably rusty and off-classing. So it is having an effect, I suppose.
Turns out the Captain demo does have an effect here. It wasn't just Copium. It is like the weak link for Witness right now. As much as that's a weird thing to say, Captain being the weak link.
Yeah.
That's like that sentence doesn't sound right coming out of your mouth, but I guess in this case, it is the case. So then again, when maybe his team apparently maybe his stats are just that weak because his team was doing so much work that it doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, Deli, he sure did more damage, but he also died a lot more.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing any sleep over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I definitely also think there's a couple of situations where he could have stayed alive a little better, you know. So if he could take some of those fights back, he would have played a little bit differently, been a bit more passive, gotten out a little bit earlier, that kind of stuff, working on his positioning. And it's not too surprising that a Merc playing for a team would get the positioning a little bit wrong. You know, that stuff takes time.
Yeah, it's very fair. So yeah, I mean, besides that, there's nothing crazy or unexpected on these logs. I think it's all pretty much a telling sign of the better team won. Metalworks is going to be a complete different story, and this is like is this the edited version? No, it's just the normal Metalworks version. It's not the Pro Works version that we had in the preseason Map Cup. It's just plain old Metalworks. Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing I think in Australia they use the pro version or whatever it is, and the difference is there's just doors everywhere.
Yeah, there's extra doors.
Yeah, so
It's
everything
fun.
connects to everything. It's weird.
And also, it's brighter. The skybox is like a sunset setting instead of nighttime.
Oh, it's
That
not.
makes a big difference.
Eh, it's a sun instead of a moon. Nice. There we go. It does have by far the most depressive lighting of any competitive TF2 map, in my opinion. It is so dreary to play on.
It is quite dark indeed. But yeah, the Frenchies apparently love this map. At least they love it more than any of the other options they would have had this this week. So they really wanted to play this out of what they were given as choices, and perhaps that is a sign of things to come, or they picked the lesser evil. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember what the map pool was. It was like
Let me look. I can whip it up
like
right now. The maps they got to choose from for this week were Metalworks, Reckoner, Process, Sunshine, and Granary. So
yeah. So
yeah,
forfeit they banned Sunshine, and then Witness banned Reckoner. Then they Witness picked Process, and then forfeit picked Metalworks. So they didn't want to
nobody
play
wanted
Granary.
Granary.
No,
Nobody likes it.
I like it. All right, I'll go to bat for Granary. I like it. It's better than Metalworks for sure.
Well,
It's,
not according to the Frenchies.
well, to be fair, they're wrong. So there you go.
Hey,
Anyway,
they're French, so
yeah.
Anyway,
What do you expect?
do you think they'll find their way back into this, or is it just going to be full momentum for Witness now? Like, are they just gonna keep the snowball rolling? They were dominant in the last 8 minutes of last map, or are the Frenchies gonna find their way back into this? Gonna stall it out for another 20-minute round, and then actually maybe win, or at least take it to a golden cap or something? Is there a chance?
I feel like if Forfence can actually slow it down, get into that big long grindy round, and then they eventually take it, then they'll actually have a chance. But if Witness Gaming just keep on rolling like they did at the end of that process map, then it's just done. It's over. They just completely lost all confidence that they can actually do it on Forfence, and that kind of momentum is just very difficult to rebuild once you've lost it. So it kind of feels like the wheels have come off a little bit. Like Delhi did the fail mid. Delhi tried to jump in and Joxa didn't flash him properly. There was just these very annoying, kind of embarrassing mistakes that you kind of feel like they just weren't quite focused enough. But we shall see whether or not they can actually accomplish some sort of comeback here for Fence on this map. Witness Gaming, they won the first one. They get 3 points so far. Can they get 3 more? We will see here on this first mid.
Let's see, Metalworks is our map, and well, Frenchies have everything to fight for. Witness have to just show that they are indeed the best team in Europe and not lose the map. So we'll see if that mid fight is gonna reflect this as well. Pappy, as he just gets juggled around, is gonna be the first casualty of this mid fight, as the rest of the team immediately follows up and takes care of Ron's bombing behind. Now, both teams are losing a soldier. It's actually a bit better positioning for Frenchies here, and they find a kill onto Captain as well, so that's probably going to seal the deal on that mid-fight, and Ruchman is even being very aggressive with the pressuring, manages to get one nice rocket onto Sil, but Sil doesn't quite die from cratering. Delhi's going to have to clean that one up, and he's actually going to just keep rolling forward with his scout here as well. They're not going to give Witness any ground to work with. They're just going to push them out of this area, out of this lobby, back straight into last, but the Ubers are equal, so if they're going to get ambitious here, they're going to get very ambitious here. And yeah, that's not going to happen. Bruchman tries to go for a cheeky, maybe sack play, but that's not happening.
Yeah,
and
Otto's
out they
just,
are.
Yeah, Otto's just hanging out in spawn. Wants none of that smoke. No problem there. Bruchman could go for an off class, maybe hold the door open for QB so he can go sniper, that kind of stuff. Looks like he decides to do none of that. We've seen, I think it was TF2 Easy that Josh and Nobby were doing quite a lot of stuff with man treads on this map. Because it can be very difficult to get in there when the sentry gun is built up in the middle there. You can see the sentry is set up where Ixie has it right now. It's only level 1. It needs to be level 3 to really like properly shot everything down. But it's going to get there eventually. So definitely keep an eye on the feet of these soldiers as they come back and respawn, because I assume that there's going to be a bunch of sack waves incoming.
It's a tough angle to spam from too. You really only can do it from the far flank side, and obviously as soon as you've got a soldier there, you're gonna have a hard time really shutting it down. Ronz gets the other end of it, unfortunately, and just gets sent into the skybox by our wonderful automaton of the sentry gun. So yeah, that's not gonna work all that well for them. They still have Thomas on the sniper as well, defensively sniping here. He's actually peeking quite aggressively in lobby, decides to rotate angles instead, see if he can catch somebody out. Brugman is just gonna walk forward and immediately push that sniper back. Almost actually craters him too. That would have been quite funny. But yeah, for the time being, it's gonna be for the Frenchies to somehow crack this last hold here. Find a way in, see what they can do. They're gonna lose Delhi, which is pretty bad. You don't want that if you're trying to push last. Obviously, immediately everybody tails it out of there as well. And they're giving Thomas more room to work with if he so desires.
Yeah, Demoman is probably the best pick you can get here outside of the medic, and that's just because this whole corridor is just sticky trap heaven. Like every door you go through, you have to check it. There's a bunch of different little roofs and endings and innings and crates and stuff. There's just everywhere that you can have sticky trap, and they're pretty difficult to see as well. So yeah, getting the Demoman is so good. Looks like QB has actually gone sniper this time around. Went back there, had the door held for him. And let's see if he can pop off again. He is going to be sniping against Thomas, so bit of a sniper duel going on. They're both looking at each other.
Oh, QB hits the body shot, so he technically wins the duel, but unfortunately Thomas didn't die because he was also overhealed. And, well, he just quickly goes to the deli counter and grabs himself a demo man immediately. Basically turning it around. Still is going to bomb in, take the opportunity, and with some chaos here as well. Does a lot of damage to the team, unfortunately. Gets no kills himself, but still, nice initiative there to just grab that. We might as well. They are a player down, especially the demo being down, as you said. Opens up a lot of nice little doors you can just walk through. And QB's getting desperate. He's peeking the door himself. He's not even having anybody open it for him. He just wants to kill somebody here. Make his sniper play worth it. Unfortunately, that's not gonna happen. Captain is gonna sticky that door. Thomas is gonna help with a body shot as well. And there you go, back to the respawn queue, buddy.
He tried. And let's see if he wants to try it again. It's very difficult to actually see what else they would do. Did he just... I'm very confused. His respawn reset, right?
Yeah, he switched, like, he went to the class switch screen, so that's why it reset the respawn timer. Oh, interesting. Okay. He was indecisive, I suppose, as to what he wanted to do. They're gonna send in both soldiers instead. A very bold decision against the level 3 sentry gun that shuts down the entire area. Truly an interesting play. Now you've fed 2 players into last, accomplishing nothing. I guess the Frenchies are just throwing stuff at the wall here, seeing what sticks, and Witness are perfectly content with just running out the round timer at this point. They know there's only a minute left. If they can hold for another minute, they're back to mid. They don't even have to bother capping second and pushing out or anything like that. They are just gonna chill here and wait for that to happen.
Yeah, this is pretty much what they're notorious for doing on, like, Metalworks and Snakewater in particular. They just don't want to push. It's such a hard push to go in here, and the Frenchies, they know, so they're just going to push in here. They know they're not going to get repushed, so might as well just go for it. And they take down the sentry gun, but that's all they get before Papi just puts his big body here in the way. He's actually building a banner. He's blowing the banner as well, and now it's going to be extremely difficult to push in here. There's 20 seconds remaining. QB is in pretty deep, but Ron's and Delhi, oh my god, everyone's collapsing. Will they actually push on it, though? That's the question.
Looks like Papi wants to. Papi actually wants to. Okay, interesting choice. I mean, maybe he just wants to prolong the pain. They don't want to go for another mid fight considering they lost the last one. So I guess off of a wipe, you can basically take mid for free anyway. So yeah, I suppose in this case, it's actually better to push out. Weirdly enough, it was actually the right choice because they're going to be able to take mid for free, effectively. And now the Frenchies are going to have to defend themselves somehow, which... well, it's going to be dire considering they're down about 60% on the Uber side as well, and naturally these Witness gamers are going to be moving in as soon as they get that Uber ready and just making their way, it looks like, through alley. They're just going to probably send in a high soldier, maybe not, maybe they're just going to move forward normally. Ron's is going to try to contest lobby in the meantime. He manages to win the fight against Papi and still gets taken out as well. Okay, both soldiers picking up a frag on their counterparts here, actually shutting down this push very decisively. Witness are gonna have to move back off the back of that. They cannot possibly keep contending. They have to also accept the fact that there is flank potential with Ron's being so far forward. Finally, they've collected themselves. They got all the doors under lockdown for the time being, but it's a lot of people to look at, and it's gonna be tough to shut everybody down. They find Ron's, and that's enough for the Frenchies to get out of there again, but the Uber ad has faded away.
Yeah, it might just be a Poppy suicide bomb in here. Ixie is ready to run in through lower. This is pretty classic stuff. You bomb in the soldiers up top, and then you run in the scouting through lower. That's basically what you can do. And here comes the second soldier. Hey, okay, Uber exchange has come up here, and Thomas, as always, he's just hitting every shot, doing so much in these exchanges, and that's going to be another pause. All right, how many E-bucks are you willing to bet on something here? You can get them back. I haven't bought anything with them yet.
Do you want to double dip on it being still again? Is a possibility.
Yeah, I think it's still again. I'll bet you 100 E-bucks.
I'm saying it's auto this time for real. This time for real.
This time for real. Okay.
This time for sure, it's Otto's internet, and he's gonna start doing his instant transportation methods again. I guess it was a shorter pause, so it looks like nobody really crashed. I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Maybe it's a very short tack pause. Maybe somehow Witness completely beefs this last push, and they're like, "What the hell happened?" And then Papi spends 30 seconds telling everybody to man the hell up or something like that. But right now, that certainly doesn't seem to be the case. They're finding frags on both sides here, trading out players, but the trades are much better for Witness at the end of the day, and they're still in the attacking position as well.
They're gonna push 3 players, against a Pyro and a Scout. That's gonna be so difficult. Maybe they just want to get onto the medic. Actually, they get some nice rockets, but yeah, the Pyro does a good job of just reflecting all the damage away from this precious little med. They're gonna be going in here again, though. Now they have the Uber soldiers in the skybox. They're in pretty deep. Pyro not. Okay, does eventually shut it down. I actually thought they were gonna do a dot push there, but it was just a suicide.
They were just sending them in, seeing what he can do. Meanwhile, QB up on the sniper again, quite aggressive here, peeking in lobby. Very, very ambitious plays. Got the whole sight line all the way out to second, and obviously nobody's peeking it on Witness. They've rotated over to the other side already, so they know where to be with the sniper. Ixie's just kind of chilling there, waiting to tell them what the sniper's doing, basically, knowing full well nothing that he can do against that sniper, and vice versa. So there you go, there's the pause. Nobody knows why. I guess one of them was lagging, and that would be it. That would be the only thing I could possibly imagine. Probably Otto. He was probably lagging.
Nah, it was Silentis, I'm sure of it. You can't convince me otherwise. Thomas gonna get taken down there from a body shot of QB. QB looks like he wants to make his way out to see if he can get off a cheeky little snipe. Medic is not in like the ultimate safe position yet. Otto could definitely get jumped or Otto peaked if the sniper was extremely aggressive. Not anymore, obviously. But there was a small window of opportunity. And
you know what? I divulged the mystery. After the pause went through, I just quickly checked the scoreboard, and Sill's ping was 100. So there you go. I think that it explains what happened.
All right.
That being said, they couldn't get anything done with these sacks, huh?
What do you mean they
and
couldn't
you're
get in?
another $100 Witcher, yeah?
Yeah, Silentis he just lagged out and then got the Uber Force. That's just Silentis things. This Otto, I think they want to go back in here. It's a full Uber ad on Otto.
They're being hesitant. They're being a little hesitant. They don't quite know if they want to just push through lobby here. Maybe respecting the Frenchies a bit much. Maybe unaware of the Uber ad. That would be a wild one. No, here they come. But through Valley instead, rotate all the way around. Maybe catch out a Rons who's just way overextended, trying to slip behind. And off the back of that, just retake second. As Aliens got a sentry in lobby. Very interesting positioning for sure as the Uber comes out, and they're just gonna run him down with the Thomas Chariot. And second being capped as well means that this is such a free point for Witness here, unless somehow these remaining French players can do anything against those players on point, but they cannot. It's so over. It's so over. Finally, 1-0 on the board. This time it didn't take 22 minutes.
No, yeah, they did the classic thing of just win second so hard you get last for free, basically. That is how you crack really hard last point sometimes. And there we go. It didn't take quite as long this time around. So this is looking very, very good here for Witness Gaming. Again, Bushman very, very quick. Canada needs to be careful. Oh, okay. Oh man, I need to check out that rollout.
That was crazy. Like a little speed shot under the point, like perfectly timed, extremely deep in early, and off the back of that, they take down Ixti and Papi as well. Just completely catching Witness off guard with that fast soldier. I think that alone was really the decisive factor for this mid. They're already on second with the Frenchies. Nobody's capping mid. QB's finally realized, wait a minute, somebody's got to cap this point while they're just fighting still on second, which is probably turning into a bit of disaster because they're really overextended and bleeding players left and right. Bruchman, Deli both dead. Juxta goes dangerously low. Finally, they're getting flanked by the combo here, and Juxta doesn't even have yet. Otto would have had an Uber if he needed to use it here, but there's no shot he's in enough danger to have to. So it's just QB going for a back cap, seeing if he can pull some players back. It's the best play at this point, and he's going to pull back Papi and Ixi before finally succumbing to death.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Nothing else he could have done there, really, but yeah. Scout and the soldier tend to be the scout, even if it is QB. So no problem there. Otto still has the full Uber ad. Looks like they're going to go through lower this time around. Might just take the double scout Uber in here. Yeah, they're just running behind lines. Oh.
How are they allowed to go in this deep? That's crazy. Captain gets caught out in the meantime. Rons finds that kill, so that's going to make the scout combo turn around again, but now they're just going to walk on second. Clear out all the stickies, not even a problem, and just keep this rolling forward. There's a heavy, sorry, in the forward spawn. Alien finally got his moment. Managed to gun down Syl, but that's about all she wrote on that one. And Papi's already so far forward on the flank as well, ready to just bomb into last. He realizes, wait a minute, there's a Puta staring me down. That's not happening. And Frenchies are going to have to try and hold here. They have equal Uber situation at the very least, and they're finally finding themselves on their last trying to hold once more. So we'll see how well that goes for them as they build the sentries and all that.
Is he an actual spy? He is an actual spy outside of spawn. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
He's gonna make his way in here. Oh my god.
I don't think Rons noticed. Rons did not notice.
No.
I think QB might have. I don't know. I saw like some, maybe not. It looks like Syl managed to just narrowly escape detection, but now he's got to go for a play. Frenchies don't seem to be turning around a whole bunch. They're not checking their corners just yet, so they're not aware of the spy just yet. And Syl is in a prime position, ready to decloak at a moment's notice, basically.
And no one's checking for it. No one's checking for it.
QB's only walking back to get metal for his sentry gun as well. So let's decloak. He's gonna stab the heavy. Fair enough. Manages to escape the sentry as well. Unfortunately, does not manage to escape Rons. And with Captain and Papi going down as well, it looks like they didn't really get much out of that spy play. At least not what they wanted. They might even lose Ixi here if they're not careful. Bruchman's putting out a lot of damage, but he's got to go up against two of these scouts, and that's quite dangerous. Deli's there to help him out a little bit as well. Otto's kind of cornered, but nobody's gonna be able to get onto him. Papi just buys a little bit of room for his team again before dying, and they're just going to Uber in, go for the exchange. It's slightly better for Witness here. Nobody's getting flashed in this. They're just looking at each other, keeping each other from walking through the door. And it looks like the Frenchies are not going to have to back out to last again because Syl is up on his patented offensive heavy.
Yeah, I'm definitely offended by that. That's for sure. But they're going to make their way in through the lobby now. I'm kind of wondering how they're going to do this. No Ubers in sight from either team here, so maybe they just have this battery, this mobile weapons platform. They actually put a ton of time on the point that's going to bait people onto it, and then Thomas just steps a toe on it and caps it out immediately. I kind of feel like they almost got that for free just from people being so afraid of Silentis. They lost no one on that post. It was perfect.
Yeah, like everybody was like so afraid of Syl, and then they get a bunch of cap time. The soldiers both try to jump on it. Both of them die immediately. So there's nobody left to jump on the point. And, you know, Deli's hiding far away from the heavy. So no stickies on the point either. Thomas just steps on, manages to finish it off. 2-0. For Witness now. Bruchman doesn't quite get the fast rollout this time. Can't quite deny the Witness team, but they have wisened up anyway. They're going Valley anyway, so they're not too afraid of it anymore. Even if Syl is going to be the first casualty, they find Deli on the other side, trade him out for Ixi and Thomas though. So it's still looking good for the Frenchies here. They've got these mids on lockdown. There goes Captain as well. There goes Otto. It's only Papi. He's waddling around, trying his best to AD as best he can against these scouts, and that's not happening. A wipe out a Witness for this mid. And Frenchies still kind of a little allergic to capping the point. But they finally have somebody doing it. And they're probably going to be able to take second if they're fast enough. Witness are certainly in hold last mode.
Yeah, they are not even thinking about it. They know. Like, as soon as you see 2x cap, and you know there's 4 players alive, you know there's going to be people in lobby and outside just waiting for you to overextend. It's not very difficult to do the math there. It's just a single scout capping it out while the rest of them are moving forward. So they're not even gonna try to do anything. It's just a matter of, can they actually set up a sentry in time? Can they maybe get a pyro? Not gonna get a pyro, it seems like, but here comes the big Uber. In Delhi's gonna take charge. Goes in very deep. He's cut off the medic from spawn. Oh my god.
You can't kill him. You
Oh my
can't,
god,
you can't get the kill he's looking for, and there's so much cap time, but nobody's able to finish it off finally. Slowly but surely, they whittle down these Witness players, but Delhi was struggling a little bit there, trying to kill Otto. Eventually turns around, helps out the rest of the killing a little bit. And they managed to get a quick round on the board. There you go. Maybe we are back. Maybe it is happening. Maybe there's still a chance.
That was like a minute round. It was very snowbally
Decisive.
after they won that mid. Yeah. So absolutely, they just need to do that 2 times more. They win, no problem, and then just stall it out. But we'll see. Very quick
there you
rollout
go.
again.
Beautiful. You love to see that. I love seeing that. Jumper mains are becoming more and more advanced nowadays, man. It's getting crazy up in here. That being said, Ronz is going to be the first casualty of the mid fight, though. Juxta taking a bit of damage as well. Going to be backpedaling ever so slightly, keeping his team in tow here. Bruchman kind of just going high, seeing if he can maybe make some ground, but Poppy's gonna take the balcony here, and it's looking like a 1 mid fight for Witness already, as Alien tries to overextend maybe a little bit to try and get a frag. Is probably gonna die for it. Trades at least against Silentis here, but that's all she wrote. They're gonna trade off the back of that, and Witness are so much more decisive on that mid fight and taking it. Trying to at least take it forward for a little bit. Finally rotating around. Bruchman is gonna bomb them all the way back to Valley.
Oh, there's a sort of in behind lines though. And Joxer gets popped there from Poppy. Poppy's so sneaky there. Just seizes the opportunity while he's in lower uncontested. Just immediately gets him. Here comes the pop. Now jump Captain forward, run Thomas with the medic, and just clear out the entire point. Delhi going down here is very huge. That means you could actually push forward into last and maybe get a suicide off. Normally the doors are gonna get stickied up and you're kind of gonna be stopped cold, like just completely dead. But now you can actually play the doors a bit, see if you can find an opportunity.
Yeah, at least until he gets forward. He's already spawned. He's putting stickies down as well, trying to make sure he can shut down those doors. And took a little bit too long for Witness to make something happen. They find Ronz at the very least, but this defense is only growing stronger. Alien trying to snipe, almost dying to spam. Just barely living. And obviously QB on the heavy, denying any sort of bombing into the backlines here as well. Making it quite tough. Captain going down is going to really stunt this push. Bruchman has just slipped in behind. Almost gets Otto too. Otto hanging on by a sliver. Didn't even have Uber to pop if he had to there, so that's quite
no, Juxta gets popped.
Oh no. Oh, how does that happen? How do you put yourself so far forward? Oh no. Yeah, obviously the counter comes out. Thomas just runs it in alone. He's just gonna destroy the whole team, honestly. At this point, I think he can 1v4 this entire team, even without Otto healing him. Okay, maybe that's a bit ambitious.
You really sold him up there. I appreciate that. Very optimistic.
I believed all the way through.
Yeah. I was like, wow, really? That's amazing. I was believing you. That's the power of hype right there. Unfortunately, it didn't quite reach him, you know, only because they're 90 seconds in the future. Otherwise,
yeah, unfortunately, my words can't travel forward in time, but I guess we'll have to live with that. That being said, we still have 10 minutes left on the map. Can you believe it? Still, this map feels like it's been going on for 8 hours, and we're still here with 10 minutes left, and it's still anybody's game. Frenchies can easily come back, pick up another round here. They're certainly looking in a better position than they were just a minute ago. Trying to push into mid now. They know they have a bit of an Uber ad. They're going to take a lot of ground. Pressure back all these players. Ronz finds a frag onto Papi. Still gets taken down as well. No soldiers to worry about. And
back cap. That's going to be so... This scout fight. Oh, they're not taking it? Okay, they don't need to.
Yeah, they just stacked mid. QB realized, oh, there's no point in going back and losing this fight against Ixie. I'll just keep running forward with my team. And again, if they can just stack points here, Ixie can't do a thing. He's just stuck behind. He's just a player stuck behind. We are back. The Frenchies are, they're doing it.
They're absolutely doing it. They're coming back. And I also just want to point out that Ronz, before, like when I was Uwin and on, he was like falling to his death and he just perfectly landed on the med kit and saved himself. So that's why he won that fight versus Poppy. So that was really nice. We have a soldier jumping forward. Okay, not going to be able to quite get in there completely. But here comes the second one. Ron's again in here. We'll end up trading for Captain. That's a good trade. They can now play the point if they so desire, and they are going to do that. Almost going to pop and get on the point, and Juxta could actually get out of there. No, he's just going to end up popping a lot later. Alien has put so much time on the point as well. He's getting flashed. The Frenchies, they're coming back here, Surny. It's 2-2. There's 8 minutes remaining.
We are back. We are back. They're doing it. It's their map. Miracles do happen. We are tied up 2-2, and there's 8 minutes left. It's anybody's game. It is anybody's game right now.
You saw how important momentum was on the last map, Witness Gaming. Once they got that momentum, it just never really quite stopped. There was just no way for them to stop it. So, see, Boozman again, he's so fast.
He's so good at that, man. He's nailing it. Like, that's like 3 out of 4 times now he's done that, and it's worked wonderfully. He just cuts off these Witness players so much. Still gets taken down. Pappy tries to bomb in deep. Can't really come to anything. Everybody's just dying on the side of Witness. Pappy's stuck in all alone. Otto's running for his life. Gets taken care of as well. Another wipe out of Witness on the mid fight, and another grand opportunity for the Frenchies to take an insanely, absurdly quick round here, taking it into last already. They haven't even got anybody capping second. They're just gonna bank on Alien doing that, and they're gonna spawn camp for the time being.
Put him in the bin. There's a Pyro's gonna see if he can make his way out of it. He's actually doing a pretty good job of clearing out the space. Juxta's guy's gonna have to pop. He was basically playing forward there. Brave play coming out from the medic, but now they can actually start having a play. But Delhi goes down. This is just chaos. It is a one-man advantage right now for the Frenchies. But can they do it? So much time on the point.
Yeah.
Oh, they do it.
Wow.
Unreal.
Speaking of momentum, Jesus.
That was
they're
quick.
driving a damn Bugatti in here, man. This is unbelievable. This shit it just keeps speeding up. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to a 5-2 for the Frenchies, man. They've got all the opportunities to do it. Ideally, for them, they just don't show up to mid now and hold for 6 minutes. That would be the ideal
he does
strategy.
it again. He just hits it every time. So they can't even get out.
Yeah, they're so aware now. Like, Witness aren't even going out of lobby anymore. They're just rotating to Valley immediately because they know they're gonna have a soldier in their faces if they try to. So let's see how this mid unfolds off the back of it. Frenchies had much more time to take positioning, but also have much more time to die. Thomas trades out effectively for Alien in the long run here. So that's all she wrote, but it's so much better positioning for Witness, and they find some frags in the tail end now. Both soldiers going down for the Frenchies as well. It's not just a done deal for Witness yet. They still in this. They're still gonna try to keep this going forward and, well, put down a bit of a foothold on second here. Unfortunately, it's not as decisive as they could want, but Delhi has realized that he probably wants to give up the ground. Pappy's actually in onto last. Gets body blocked by QB. Manages to kill Delhi as well. Still almost manages to get a frag onto Juxta or like anybody there on the combo. That was extraordinarily dangerous for the Frenchies. The fact that they hung on and kept Juxta alive there. Holy.
Yeah, there's a level 2 sentry up. That's going to probably save them quite a bit. It's going to shield everyone from coming too close. So that's very nice stuff for them. And Captain goes down again. Being picked off there by the sniper. QB might just decide to run forward here. Stay on sniper, see if he can get a little peek. Get a good shot off. He's just going to hover his arrow over the scout in the window. That's good stuff. Oh, look what we've got. Look at Salentes. It's on the heavy again. It worked so well last time.
Yeah, last time they did this, it worked flawlessly. Let's see if the Frenchies have wisened up. Maybe they have a bit of a better hold now. All it takes is QB just getting the right angle and instantly killing him, right? At the end of the day, that could do it as well. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're necessarily doing the same thing. Maybe they're buying some time and then Sill's going to come in afterwards. He's not going to stick with the combo as much. They could switch up the strategy. They're just going to Uber in on the far left side, actually, and just, well, basically take down the sentry, but get the counter Uber out of Juxta as well. Delhi's just going to carry it into lobby as deep as he can before dying, actually. Just overextended ever so slightly, and now in the post-Uber fight, you do have heavies on both sides. You have that sniper out of QB as well. He's eyeing down, trying to kill that sniper, that heavy. He really wants it, but
Poppy's going to go in there.
Yeah.
He wants him. Yeah, he actually did make him back off here, so now Salentes, he's in prime position. He's just standing at the perfect spot, mowing everyone down while the scouts cap it out. Really great push there. You just got the Ubers out of the way, and then as soon as Delhi overextended there and Thomas just picked him off, it was game over. Like, the fatty just came in and there was nothing to be done. Just killed everyone.
It's so over, French bros. It's so over. Well, no, it's not quite. They can take this to golden cap. They can still take a round. I certainly wouldn't mind seeing either. Hey, you could be the first team this season that managed to take any points off of Witness if you manage to take them to a golden cap. Ain't that something? And so far, they're primed to do that. Brugman again with this insanely fast mid. Witness playing around it more now. Don't get caught by it as much as they rotate to Valley instead. And well, it worked well for them last mid. It seems to be working okay for them right now. Their health is certainly a lot better. Their positioning is as well. Rons gets taken down, trades out for Captain though, with Brugman finally going down as well. 2 soldiers for a demo. Certainly not the best trade. You still made a bit of a loss with Alien being overextended as well. Not great. And Pappy's already in behind. Drops out onto the combo. Just nukes down Juxta. And probably gets Deli here too if he's not getting shut down by QB immediately. Slentus follows up as well. It is... Oh my lord. It is a disaster for the French team here.
Yeah, they really figured out a good way to counter that really fast jump there from Brugman. They just played so much slower, and then they just move forward very methodically, picking off players as they go. And the fact that they even got Juxta here, that's kind of the one downside to playing a slow mid like that, is that you're very unlikely to actually very decisively win it and take down the medic and just start rolling. But they actually got that on this mid. So let's see if they can actually take advantage of this and come in here and be in a winning position after this. It's 3-3, remember, so they need to clutch this push.
Yeah, they've done it before, and they're in a prime position to do it as well. Frenchies haven't lost a player yet, though, but Rons is going to be the first one to go. They found out on the other side at least, so no healing to worry about, but can they win the war of attrition? As far as it stands, they aren't, and they can't get on the point in time either to block. So it's 4-3 for Witness. It's so over unless Frenchies find another amazing quick round here.
Yeah, I wonder if they can do something to really take advantage of that fast rollout. Like maybe Daly just walks forward extremely aggressively and just stickies off Valley completely. Like I wonder if you can do something like that, because Brugman, he's just hitting this jump every single time. Oh, he's not doing it this time. He's actually doing something different.
They're being a bit more methodical about it. All
oh,
right,
look at that. With this game, they're not even going to mid.
Yeah.
They're not going to mid.
How unsportsmanlike, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Eames dropped in chat. Oh, this is great. Eames very famously did not want to go to mid when ahead like this. It's 1 minute remaining. They should probably push before Ubers even become a thing. Here come the soldiers in very aggressively. Oh no, Brugman perfectly lands on those thingies. He found them excellently. Demo's in too deep. That's that. It is too much. They can't push it anymore, but they kind of have to if they want to win.
Yeah, it's over. I don't think it's happening. Jux is just gonna sit on his Uber, probably use it with 2 seconds left on the clock just so he can get one more on the logs. But yeah, that's the deal sealed. But man, 4-3, I was not expecting this map to be this close. Like, it could have been anybody's game, and the Frenchies only slightly let it slip away towards the tail end there, man. They could have had it. They could have had it.
It was all about momentum. Witness Gaming, they somehow did manage to find the momentum and get it back and just ride that for the very end, get the win out. But it's the second week in a row where they win both maps, but one of them was really, really close. And with this game, they're not looking invincible as they've kind of looked the other season. It kind of feels like a no-brainer that Witness is going to win a lot of the times, at least last season. This season, though, it's not so clear-cut. It's much more up in the air, and you can definitely push them and pressure them and get some sneaky rounds off.
To be fair, they had a Merc this time. So, you know, that could play a part of it. But realistically, this isn't the first match that has happened. And as you mentioned last week, CSG played a first map against them as well. So, or like actually like Bagel was kind of close too, even if they won 3-0, right? So it's yeah, they're not looking like, maybe they're not on peak form. Maybe they're just taking it a bit slower. Frenchies put up one hell of a fight. Wow.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, we promised you guys that we were gonna try to give you reasons not to believe that Witness Gaming could win, and we have not failed. We never stopped doing it. All right, the entire way through, we kept doubting them for some reason, but they pulled through. Well done. Captain actually had a pretty good map. I feel like he didn't get picked off kind of
Hmm.
silly that many times, and on those last pushes, he was just nuking, doing a really good job. But
Apparently Bruges was nuking. He dealt a ton of damage.
yeah, and he
I
hit
didn't
that
really
shot every time.
notice. I didn't really notice, which is the unfortunate part. I guess there wasn't as much follow up on that one. Uh, Playmaker wise, you'd think Papi, he did a lot in those last few rounds. Like pretty much both of those rounds, the last rounds that Witness won, were won exclusively off the back of Papi just going crazy.
Yeah, he just jumps in there, and somehow that's just a demo kill and something else just randomly. Like, why not? It looks weird how that can work, and Silensis is not much different. But like Ronson and Brutman both stepped up really big time on this map as well. It kind of felt like that rollout from Brutman was just the secret sauce that probably caused him to pick that map, if I had to guess.
Yeah, like for
It's
the half when they were in control, when they were actually picking up rounds and went up in the lead, I think every time it was just off the back of the Rougeman fast rollout on mid, just absolutely denying any sort of ground on the lobby side, forcing Witness to rotate to Valley, and before Witness started actually doing that on the active rollout, they would always get caught because by the time they rotated to Valley, the rest of the French team was already there to just mulch them down. So that worked surprisingly well. How much impact one little soldier can have.
Yeah, we're not used to that. Usually it's just Scout running over everyone. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Thomas ran over people on this map as
Yeah,
well. It
as
happens.
he does.
Yeah, he's gonna do that. But I feel like we should actually just kind of end it up here and throw
Yeah.
it over to TFTV2 because guess what? Natty Newt, they still haven't quite finished off TF2 Easy yet. So you should definitely go check that out. Do you have any final shout outs you want to do before we go, Sonny?
I got absolutely nothing to add except look forward to the weekly little podcast show that Lucky does. It's always a nice little recap for what's happening, what's happened, and all that stuff. It usually is on Mondays, so I have no reason to believe it won't be next Monday as well.
Yeah, I'll just shout out Samus for doing production. Good job as always. So that's going to be that. See you guys next time, and peace.